Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another new episode here on Max Talks Movies. And today it's Max Talks Movie News is episode 2. On this show, I give you 3 of the biggest topics in the world of movie/entertainment in the past week. And then I'll give you my ending closing remarks. If you have other news stories that I do not tackle here today, please let me know in the comments down below which ones are you interested in. I'll comment on all of your posts. Also, if you like Max Talks Movies and you want to support this YouTube channel, the best way to do that is to hit that like button, share this video on your social medias, subscribe to this channel if you're new to Max Talks Movies, and ring the bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, live streams. I do all of the above, and now these news things. So let's just start out with the opening topic, and that is Tenet news. Last week we talked about Tenet being pushed indefinitely. It was moved out of its August 12th release date to an undetermined time. And there was news, as I said last week again, that China is not allowing movies to be over 2 hours long to be shown in their movie theaters. So now Tenet has officially have a new release date, and it's a bit of a scattered one. It will first really be overseas, across the country, across the world, before it really reaches the United States. As I just referenced earlier, China still does not have a release date for Tenet, but a lot of other places are getting Tenet beginning August 26th. But here in the United States, September 4th or 5th, I forgot which one it was, they get the United States, it opens in select theaters, says Warner Brothers, on September 5th, which is basically Labor Day weekend. And I'm not really sure how this is going to work. As of now, the big movie theater chains, AMC, Regal, Cinemark, those type of theaters have still not reopened yet. Most of those theaters have said they would like to reopen in August, which would open up a possible September opening for this film, but it says select theater. So, and also at the same time, New York and Los Angeles at the moment are really nowhere near opening up theaters at the moment. Especially Los Angeles, which is looking like it's going to shut down even more in the next couple of days. So for me, I don't know where Tenet is going to get this market. They're looking like they want to make a lot of money, not in the United States for the most part. Then they're going to hope that by September, early September, that enough theaters in the United States open up for them to have a decent opening. I do think it's a very fascinating topic. I really want to see Tenet, but as of now, I'm currently living in Los Angeles. And as of now, if today was September 5th, I would not be able to see Tenet. Tenet would also have to prevent a lot of piracy, which is obviously is going to be pretty evident because it's going to be opened across the country, overseas. Then it's going to come here in limited places. It's going to be tough to control those type of things happening for this film. So I'm sure this might not hold up, but overseas, which really everywhere else but here has really done a good job with the virus. A lot of places have really opened up theaters across the world, but here, mostly drive-ins have been the way to go. Some theaters are open in the United States, but very limited, as the Warner Brothers said, select theaters only. So it's going to be interesting to see if Tenet actually does open. I really want to see Tenet. I think Christopher Nolan is my favorite director working today. It's good to see John David Washington, and once again in another major leading role. And I really love the trailers. I love this type of film. But at this point, as of now, I wouldn't be seeing Tenet. And it's going to be interesting. Will Tenet have to go to VOD? Or do they keep pushing United States? Or do they just push everything in general? It's going to be a fascinating month now. It's really going to determine the next month with the virus if Tenet can release in the United States in that September 5th date in limited capacity. Or will they have to push everything, that includes the world, really, for seeing this film? I'm super fascinated to see. I really want to see the movie, but guess what? It doesn't seem like, as of now, I'll be seeing this movie in a month's time. The next topic I want to talk about is this Universal and AMC debacle. A couple of months ago, AMC announced, because Universal, their numbers came out for Trolls War Tour, and Universal said, we're going to release some of the movies in theaters, and at the same time releasing them via VOD. So because AMC got really annoyed at that, AMC basically said, we're never going to show Universal movies ever again. And that's a huge market. They have the Fast and Furious film, which is going to make probably close to $1 billion. You have Bond, and you have a lot of animation. You have Illumination animation. So Universal is just one of the bigger markets, especially for AMC. And I was kind of shocked that AMC just would quickly shut down Universal for ever showing a movie in their movie theaters. The biggest movie chain in the world wouldn't have Universal. But as of yesterday, a huge deal went down stating that Universal is now officially, AMC and Universal have come to agreement that Universal will show their movies for 17 days in theaters. And then right after those 17 days are up, it will straight go to VOD. So this is a very interesting format, and we're going to see if other movie studios follow the same suit. I am happy at Universal and AMC have come to an agreement where I can see, I'm an AMC Stubs A-list guy. That's how I got to see all these movies so much, 3 movies a week. But now it gets a Universal back, which I think is a huge help. But now the fascinating thing is, if you're a family of 4 or 5 and you don't have A-list, you just go to an AMC theater, and that's about taking around $50, $60. That's not even including buying concessions for a movie. Or you can just wait 2.5 weeks and rent it for $20 at your own house. So now it's going to be interesting to see if the movie box office is going to be as strong if movies go in this direction of only being in theaters for about 2 weeks. And then once those 2 weeks are out, basically it's already on VOD for much cheaper than it is going to a theater if you don't have any of like the Movie Pass, AMC A-list type of deals that movie theaters offer. Now, on that offer, the movie theaters AMC will make money, make some profit off of the VOD releases of the films, which helps. But man, this is going to really struggle with independent films as well. But for me, it's just a fascinating thing. I love the movie theater. No matter what movie it is, I always prefer to see it in the movie theater. I had Movie Pass for about a year in that 2017, 2018 range. For the past year since December of 2018, I've had AMC A-list, and I've loved A-list a lot. It has amazing deals. But for a lot of people, if they're not interested in getting deals and they don't go to the movies a lot, and maybe there's a new family movie out and you want to take your family of 4, that's about $60 at AMC for just tickets. And if you get a lot of concessions, you could be up to $100 just on seeing a movie that's 90 minutes long. Instead, you can buy cheap candy and that type of stuff and have so that at your own home, and you're only renting it for $20 for the 4 of you. So it's just a fascinating thing. Do people want to wait? Do people just want to see everything in the theaters, or are people going to want to wait 2.5 weeks, get a cheaper deal at home instead of going to the movie theater? This could really damage the movie theater business. I think this deal as a whole has a lot of pros. The fact that Universal, once again, will be in theaters before going to VOD, which is a huge plus for me. But a huge negative is, will it lose the theater market? Obviously, people are talking about, is this the downfall of movie theaters? Will people want to go back? And this could be a huge haul. If people might want to wait 2.5 weeks to see a new film, then going to the theater and using a lot of money. For me, it won't be a big deal because I have A-list, but for other people who don't have those type of deals, it could be a huge negative. And my last topic is yesterday for TV news. I do have a bunch of TV reviews, and they'll pop up next to my head at the end of this video. But the Emmys had their nominations yesterday via virtual with Leslie Jones and Josh Gad, and other people were there as well that did the nominations for the Emmys. And I am now becoming a huge TV savant. I'm trying to watch all of these big shows, and I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts. I thought the Emmys did a good job this year. I don't think people realize that the entire limited series category are female-led shows. I think no one is talking about that, but it is true. It's a very diverse year. The most excited I was watching these nominations live yesterday morning was Zendaya getting in for Euphoria. For me, my big 3 shows last year, my 2 new shows, I mean, Stranger Things is always my favorite, but it's in its 3rd season. The 2 brand new shows that I loved to death last year, and they did great here, is one's Euphoria. And I would like to see Euphoria been in the best drama. And I thought that show could have easily been there, but it did get its score stuff. So I'm really happy with the music and all of that being nominated. I would have loved more love for Euphoria, but super happy about that. But then Watchmen, which in my opinion was the best thing I watched all year on TV. And that has the most nominations out of any show, not just limited series, TV, comedy, everything, with 26, and it has 6 more than its closest contender. So that is an amazing sign for a really, Regina King is the lead in the show. It's a very heavily diverse show with a lot of African American representation in the show. A lot of stuff that is super relevant, especially during these Black Lives Matter movements. And I'm so happy it got 26 nominations. It's in for Best Limited Series. It's in for Best Lead Actress for Regina King, Best Lead Actor for Jeremy Irons, and then 3 Best Supporting Actors, and then Jean Smart getting Best Supporting Actress. And there's a plenty more. There's directing, there's writing, there's the amazing score from Resident Atticus Ross that is nominated. I'm super proud. I think this show is amazing. If you guys haven't seen Watchmen, even if you're not a superhero person, the show is absolutely spectacular, and there's a reason why it has 26 nominations. Now, another thing for me that I want to talk about here is a show that I reviewed on this channel, and that is Insecure. This is the first year in its 4-season run that Insecure was actually nominated for Best Comedy. Issa Rae has pretty much been nominated 2 of the 3 seasons. So she always normally will get nominated for the show, but no one else does. But Insecure got nominated for Best Comedy. Of course, Issa got nominated by Yvonne Orji, who I told you in my review, which will also pop up next to my head, that should have been nominated, and she was nominated this year. The first actor other than Issa Rae to get nominated for Insecure. And I'm really proud of the show. I think it's a really great show. Again, great diversity this year. But again, the big news obviously was that The Mandalorian Disney Plus Star Wars show made the Best Drama category. It really shocked me. I do love the show, but I couldn't believe it was nominated for Best Drama. I did a lot of research heading into the nominations to make sure who would get nominated, would my shows get nominated, and Mandalorian popped up as pretty much a long shot. I never really took it with any consideration that it would be actually nominated for Best Drama, but it did. And it came up, and I was so shocked because it really isn't that. It's a really great show, but when you think of the Emmys, you think of more serious type of shows. I don't know if they're trying to reach a different fan base, which what the Oscars is trying to do by putting, Black Panther in there for Best Picture and these superhero films, Joker. And now it feels like the Emmys are trying to do the same thing, but do a better job of the Mandalorian, which is a completely well-received show. And now Disney Plus now joins the fray as another streaming service adding on. Now Apple Plus did come in strong with The Morning Show, with nominations for both Aniston and Carell, and supporting performances by Crudup and Duplass. But for some reason, the Morning Show did not get a Best Drama nomination. So what's interesting now, we have Apple Plus now heading in to the nominees. As you said, you have Apple Plus now joining. You always have HBO. You're going to have Netflix. You're going to have Hulu and FX. But now we're seeing Apple Plus with The Morning Show really get into the mix. And now Mandalorian getting on for Disney Plus. So it's truly amazing. Disney Plus's first ever big award is now going to be. Now, obviously, it seems like a complete long shot that Mandalorian. They were really just nominated for technical stuff, which I assumed it would get. But I am rooting for Ozark in the drama category. Ozark is so far, and I haven't reviewed it on this channel, but for me, it was the best TV show so far in 2020 that I have watched, from an acting standpoint, and a really great direction. In the comedy, again, I'm really pulling for Dead to Me, which also I have not rooted for. Dead to Me is my favorite comedy that I've seen this year, and I'm happy that both Linda Cardellini and Christina Applegate were nominated. So I'm really happy about the Emmys. For me, limited series, I'm absolutely pulling for Watchmen, but I'm gonna binge a lot of these shows. I haven't seen Watchmen's the only limited series that I've seen out of the 5 nominated. For drama, I've only seen 3 of the 8, so I want to really get into that. And then for comedy, I think I've also only seen 3 of the 8. So I'm going to really try to work hard and watch these shows and get myself, and as we get closer to the Emmy awards, which are supposed to be happening virtually, it seems, in September. I'll be giving you my predictions, who I want to win, who I think I'm going to win down the road. And also, guys, this week there's a lot of TV shows. Umbrella Academy show I haven't watched yet. I might get into it this weekend. But there's a new Netflix movie coming out this Friday, as always. I'll be reviewing that on this YouTube channel. If you liked Max Talks Movie News Episode 2, please hit that like button. If you like movie reviews, Netflix reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, live streams, I'm sure whoever pops up here, click on that, go down a rampage of watching all of my videos. Please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching Max Talks Movies Episode 2. This show will be on every Wednesday here on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys this coming Friday.